What was Ranger School like? I didn't really get to pick on that a little bit, but I'm kind of
Yeah, so obviously, I didn't really make it that far. I stress fractured like the part of my like toe right here coming down. I know this is my hand, but like kind of show you like the
yeah,
bone, in the toe. So first I went to pre-ranger school in Fort Carson, where it was a 12-day kind of like a lead up to the actual school,
yeah.
where you learn so the first phase of ranger school is like rap week, basically. Not the first phase, the first week. So rap week is the assessment phase, where basically it's like your 12 mile, your land nav, your they have like these tasks you have to do, like disassembly of the 240, 249 radios, claymores, but you got to do it in like a specific order. If you mess up the order, they buy, you're out. All simple stuff. That's pretty much what you go over in the PRC, we call it, pre-ranger course. It's the same thing, limited food, no sleep, you're smoking all day, you're getting smoked. They make you do a 12 mile in the pre-RC as well. And then the last couple of days is like all your patrolling stuff that you'll do in the first week or the first phase of ranger school, Derby phase. Just your common patrol, Vietnam style patrol. You have your rucksack on, whatever weapon you're carrying. It's pretty heavy. It's probably 80 to 100 pounds. And we would just patrol, I'd say upwards of 10 miles a day. And this is in PRC too. So I'm pretty sure this is how my foot ended up hurting. Because you go from right to PRC, you have like a couple days and you're in ranger school. But PRC was rough. I mean, we started with like 30 people, it's just smaller because it's just based on your base. We ended up with like 13 or 14 people. It was a pretty humbling experience just in PRC. I was a 19-year-old private there, the youngest one. So I really had no real experience in the Army and in patrolling at all. Actually, those guys, they taught me everything I needed to know.
Yeah.
And then they actually test you out there too. Like they make you lead a patrol, map a compass, the whole 9 yards. And if you don't pass, they won't send you to the school because they want full faith. And then, you get to Fort Benning right after that. And there's probably 400 people that start off in the school. This is just from my experience. I didn't make it very far, but
yeah.
Just from my experience, the first day we had 400 people, and then after you take a fitness test the first morning, which is 49 push-ups, 49 sit-ups. It might be plus or minus 10 here, and then a 5-mile run in 40 minutes or less. So simple stuff, not too hard. But after the first day, 400 people turn into 200-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, people drop. And you got to shave your head. Females have to shave their head too, which is crazy.
Interesting. Okay.
So you better hope, if you're anyone, but like female especially, you shave your head, you better hope you're staying, But
I didn't expect that. I would think big Army probably wouldn't be, doing stuff like that. But that's pretty. I don't want to say cool, but it's.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty tough school. I see why they do it. I went in the middle of summer, like midsummer, and it was upwards of 110 degrees every day, 100% humidity, and people would literally just drop like flies. Like we'd, be back from a run or whatever, or like coming back from like the water assessment course, which I can explain after. Basically, like people would just drop. Like they would just drop like heat cat. It was really bad. And if you heat cat in ranger school, you can't come back in the summer ever again, because once you have one heat cat, I guess you're more prone to have them again. Which I honestly didn't know. But yeah, I mean, so the water assessment course, it's a couple, I'd say a couple miles. It's been a while since I've been there. It's been a couple of years, so I really don't remember how far of the run it was. Everything's in boots. Basically, you get to this lake. It's a huge, beautiful lake in Georgia, where they do like this water assessment course to see, if you can swim and, stuff like that, because there has been a couple of deaths in like the Florida phase of ranger school because people can't swim. But basically they make you climb up this probably 40 or 50 foot ladder where there's just a balance beam like across the water, like just a skinny little beam. And there's a step in the middle, but there's no railings, obviously. So no one wants to be that guy that falls, because it, embarrassing. So everyone, freaks out. It was pretty high up there. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really scared of heights or anything or water or anything like that. But it was pretty high up there. And then you walk across the beam onto this rope. On the other side, there's a rope. They make you hang just, up and suspended in the air. And then you have to request a drop. Obviously, they're like, no, do a pull-up or two. So you have to do these pull-ups, and then you just look down and you drop like the 50 feet down. It was pretty fun. I'm not going to lie. It was probably the highlight when I was there. That's when I got out of the waters, when I felt my foot, like I heard the pop. I was running to the next part of the course, and like I could hear the pop on like the top of my foot. I was like, Obviously I'm not going to just give up, So no. I'm literally dragging my foot on the ground to the next spot, which is basically like a 300-foot stairway. Basically, there's at the top of the 300 feet, there's like a zip line, but there's no harness or anything. You literally just hold on like this. And they say go, and it's like a downwards, like a trying to think, like a 60-degree angle, just straight down.
Yeah.
And when you get close, they have a flag, and they throw the flag down, and like you just hit the water, like boom. Fun experience. And then after that, you have to like retrieve an M4 from like the bottom of the lake or something like that, which is not hard stuff. If you can swim, like it'd be more fun, And then the run back, I remember, I just couldn't step on my right foot at all. I was literally dragging it behind me. I was like, it's just the moment, like the feeling set in of like, I don't know what I'm going to do,
Yeah.
So the next day is land nav. Basically, I think it's around a 10 or 15 mile course. It's a super easy course. Every point is off of an intersection or road. Yeah, I mean, I could have probably not even used my compass if I'm being honest. You at every point, 300 meters at the most is off of a road. You just shoot your azimuth and you walk in that direction. You'll find your point. But you start in the night off of no sleep, and I had my foot. I actually found all my points. I just couldn't make it back. And that's just about how it ended. It was upsetting at first, 19, my first real Army school, but, it was a learning experience. It was still a great time. And, maybe one day I'll be back in the Army. You never know. And maybe I'll get to make my return.
No, of course. So like when you actually like broke your, or like I guess when they discharged you from the school, were you like limb due, or like how were you? I
was pretty much of a wreck. I'm not gonna lie. I had spent, a year or two training up for it. So that when you get dropped, there's like just like here's your, I didn't have my phone because they make you turn your phone in. There's just like a taxi number on the side of the of like where like I'm blanking on the name, 42 Alpha, the paper guys, HR guys.
Like admin.
The admin guys. So basically, like, they're just like, good luck. So I found these two officers who actually heat catted, and they had a truck there because they were in BOLIC, which is like the basic infantry course or whatever, basic officer leader course. These guys picked me up. I was a mess. No sleep, no food, broken foot, 19-year-old. So they actually bought me Chick-fil-A, dropped me off at my hotel, made sure I was good, Don't remember their names, but shout out to them if they ever find this podcast. I still remember you guys. You guys were a great help to me.
Yeah, send some Chick-fil-A while you're at it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, they bought me my food. I wasn't there too long, but it still tasted damn good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, of course it would. After all that.